everybody. Welcome back to Simian Jimmy's Treehouse Podcast. I am Simian Jimmy, joined as always by the only guy who's ever on this show, Erich McCoy.
It's just me and you every time, isn't it? That's really quite incredible, all this time.
If I had it my way, it would always just be you and me.
Aww.
Now, Erich does not know why he's here. I just said, hey, Erich, after we record our Napoleon episode, stick around. You know, I got something else planned for you, super secret podcast.
Complete mystery. Are we going to the Sneed Seed and Feed?
You want to try that a third time?
Are we going to Sneed Seed and Feed?
Yeah, we could go there. It was formerly Chuck's, though, and I thought it was better back in the day.
Oh, yeah, I did want to go to Chuck's.
I mean, listen, Erich, here's the thing. You know, not too long ago, Florian and I did a duo episode about the Hunger Games, and
oh man,
you know, I felt unhinged in a way, in a good way, because a lot of the time, and basically like the last 2 years of Is It Kino, we always do these big panels, and it's like, you know, 3 people, 4 people. Fucking Napoleon episode, we just had 5 people. Nobody can get a word in edgewise.
It's like an Infinity War. It's insane.
It's 3 people talking at once. Like, I don't know how anybody's gonna listen to this shit.
People love it, though. I don't understand, but people love it.
Well, not really. I mean, I think they're pretty lukewarm on the show.
Damn. All right.
But I had so much fun doing a one-on-one episode with Florian because I think my mindset might change a little bit when I have to host a big panel of people. And it's like, oh, let's go to this guy and ask him a question. But when it's just one-on-one, you know, it can just be bros hanging out, chatting it up, being real.
Comfy. It feels good.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a long time since you and me did a 1v1, so I thought, hey, let's just do it now.
Hell yeah.
Got to bring it back. And maybe we will do some streaming in the future, but you know, for now, let's just give them a classic podcast episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so funny because I was listening to our original episodes a couple of months ago, and it's just so funny to me how little has changed and yet how so much has changed. Because like our episodes used to be like, what, 10, 15 minutes long?
For a long time, yeah. When I was re-uploading them, there's like 40 episodes in a 12-hour upload.
It's shocking, yeah.
What is there anything when you were listening to the old ones that sticks out to you to bring up? Because I really did not listen to them at all. I just re-uploaded them all real quick without really paying attention.
I think there were like people in the background of my one episode, which was just like, holy shit. I think I remember what was going on there.
Oh no.
Which was that I had a bunch of roommates at the time, and I think I was like recording in a public place for whatever reason, and I don't know why I was.
You went to McDonald's?
Yeah, Don Macklin's.
Well, Erich, one thing I wanted to talk about was my impending death, and I figured, you know, my last, like, you're the closest thing to a lawyer that I know, just based on your education. So I thought if I could just list out my last will and testament here, you could probably get it legally sorted.
Yeah, I'm sure I know enough about bird law to get you get you a good space somewhere.
And I'm not really even joking. Erich, have you ever had problems with blood pressure?
No, although I'm pretty sure I have high blood pressure.
Yeah, I've had high blood pressure since I was like 13, and I it's probably just from a poor diet, I have to assume, but I didn't think it was that bad, and I kind of forgot about it the last few years. And I do have an at-home, you know, cuff thing to take the test. And I did it the other day, like last week, and shockingly high, like dangerously, like go to the hospital-y high. And that was just me hanging out, any given day. And as a man who no longer has health insurance, I thought, well, if I go to the hospital, it's game over. And if I don't get this blood pressure magically fixed, it's also game over. I'll probably die of a heart attack, like in my 30s at this rate, because this is not good. So my solution, I Googled what foods will help lower your blood pressure, and I found a list of like 20. And Google thinks I'm asking it a question. It better shut the fuck up. Shut up! Didn't ask you shit. And
there's a 2 podcast, you bitch.
Yeah. No girls allowed, first of all, and no third person allowed either. But basically, for the last 4 days, my diet has been nothing but the foods on that list. So I'm stuck eating I'm going full monkey mode. I'm eating fucking bananas, blueberries. I tried to eat oatmeal this morning, Erich. Are you an oatmeal guy?
I like oatmeal. Like, put some bananas and blueberries in that fucking oatmeal, dude.
Yeah, I think the mistake was that I did the lazy method of cooking it in water in the microwave. Maybe milk on the stove might make a better result.
Yeah, I'd say to go with that. Yeah.
I did try adding ground cinnamon, and it did not help much. But
it's very bland and flavorless. If you're just talking about like regular oatmeal, it's pretty punishing.
Yeah, I bought the cheapest, blandest kind I could because I'm gonna be stuck eating this shit until I get my health under control.
Right.
And it's truly miserable. And for so long, I've been shitting on vegans and vegetarians, and I truly hate them. Like, oh, how dare you reject meat? It's the tastiest food out there. And now, like, I'm so full from eating fucking fruit and yogurt and shit all day that when I tried to eat 10 chicken wings the other night, I got full after just 5 of them.
Yeah, well, see, that's good overall, though. I mean, like,
yeah, but it's a living nightmare.
It's gonna cost you less in the long run, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully it will extend my life. I keep doing the blood pressure checks every morning, and so far it's not like a huge improvement. Like,
it's probably a little bit better.
I don't know, and I'm also doing more exercise too.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hit that treadmill for 40 minutes a day while watching 2 episodes of Dragon Ball.
Have you ever considered getting a blood bag? It's not like a small teenager that like you can
like that billionaire
of your veins. Yeah, like that billionaire guy.
Would that even help to get somebody else's blood? Does that help with blood pressure?
I don't know. I think blood pressure might be something else.
Yeah.
But, hey, it might help.
I think I've had more fruits and vegetables this week than the rest of the year combined, Erich. Like
wow.
This is some dire straits. Like I'm eating saltless pistachios because they said that was good. Like all the food I have to eat now is either bland or fruit.
Yeah, but pistachios are good. Like everything you're saying is
saltless pistachios.
I don't know. I don't like salt all that much, so like I don't mind that.
Yeah. Well, I used to love salt, and now I can't even eat fucking movie theater popcorn anymore. Like, I can't eat my lovely banquet TV dinners anymore because it's 180% of your.
Really full of salt. I mean, you get one of those. Like, I get raspberries all the time. They're good. Strawberries, blueberries, bananas, which you already said you do. What else? What other fucking fruits? Mangoes. Although I really like the like dried out mangoes, but they're probably too something in order to go for that.
Yeah, I'm just specifically going off of like foods that lower your blood pressure. I don't even care if they're technically healthy in other ways. Because I just don't want to have a heart attack in my 30s, because then that hospital bill, it's game over. Like I don't have $300,000.
Yeah, and your quality of life might go down after that too.
Yeah, and I'll probably be dead, which is not the worst thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of us are running towards that.
So what kind of foods do you get to eat? Because I'm stuck over here eating dog shit probably for the rest of my life. Like, what is Erich's go-to meal?
I have like a salad or like brown rice and like these little like chicken strips that I find. And then, just put some hot sauce on it or put some soy sauce, although probably soy sauce isn't that good.
That's probably extra salty, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like sodium. If they make like low sodium, I guess you could do that. But like, yeah, like very simple, very just like easy to make, easy to prepare, that kind of thing.
Ooh, they said salmon is good. Maybe I should get some like salmon sushi.
Salmon is really good, yeah.
So you're eating like salads and shit, so you're like suffering already.
No, yeah. I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's easy to prepare. I like broccoli a lot, so I just got a lot of broccoli and
broccoli was on the list as well.
Hell yeah.
What's the best way to prepare it? Just steam it?
I mean, steam it. Yeah, I mean, if you're making something hot, definitely steam it. If you're making like a meal, so if you have like salmon, you could probably roast the broccoli, put some pepper on it, put some
not salt,
red pepper or something. Yeah, not salt. Avoid the salt. Do you like spicy foods at all?
I used to, like a whole lot, and I would be pressing the envelope of the maximum spice I can get.
Yeah.
And then after eating a ghost pepper on stream with Aggie, months ago, there's something like this deep guttural feeling of horrible pain. And now whenever I eat something spicy, like it's like a PTSD flashback and I can re-feel that pain. Like there's some sort of flavor in the capsaicin or whatever that reactivates. And now like super spicy food just makes me nauseous, but I'll go for, standard spice.
Yeah. I'd say stick with standard spicy stuff. Don't go all out. I just got this ghost pepper hot sauce that I like it, but I can't put too much on it because it's just gonna mess me up. My shits are terrible.
Oh, it's gonna ruin your whole fucking life. Yeah. And it's never worth it. Like every single time I'm on the toilet, it's like, why did I eat that? There's no benefit. It hurt to eat and now it hurts again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't even taste that good.
Most of the time they don't even taste that good either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so if I do die of some sort of blood pressure related incident, I guess I need to start naming off who gets what, right? Since you're my new lawyer.
Any like stress level stuff? Like, does stress contribute to blood pressure?
I'm sure it does. I mean, I don't know what I have to be stressed about. Mm-hmm. I guess I do feel a lot of guilt that I am so slow at making new videos. Maybe that's what stresses me out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe lower your threshold for videos where it's just like release worse things but are easier to make and just do it constantly.
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should say, you know what? Every week, no matter what, I'm going to post something. If it's not done, fuck it. It has to go up. It's scheduled. Right. Maybe that'll make my heart feel better. But Erich, something else I wanted to talk about other than my soon-to-be death is, we've reviewed a lot of things. We review movies, we review TV shows, but something I think we haven't really touched on a lot, and maybe, little bits and pieces, is podcasts. Have you ever heard of a podcast?
Yeah. Once or twice. I feel like I don't know. I've run into them occasionally.
It's this thing where a couple white guys, with some big ideas, they sit down with their microphones and just chat it up. Mm-hmm. It's sweeping the nation. And I wanted us, and we can talk about all sorts of podcasts that we like, but I wanted us to start off with the one that inspired us to even be doing any of this.
The Flophouse.
That's right. There's a podcast called the Flophouse Podcast. It's not only how Erich and I met, but it's the whole reason why we do Is It Kino. Like that was the main inspiration. It's where Erich's name comes from.
That's right, McCoy.
So much of our lore is tied into this other show, and I feel like we should
really don't know about it either. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I think even if it's 5 minutes, we should maybe give people a chance to understand where we came from, and maybe they'll go check out that show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think whenever we see each other, we're listening to the Flophouse.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's like, hell yes.
We went to one of their live shows in New York together.
Yeah. I've actually been to like 5 or 6 of their live shows.
Oh my God. Are you going to the West Coast tour?
Hell no. I'm not going that far.
They release what movies they're doing.
To Iowa.
True. Yeah. You drove to fucking Iowa. That was nuts.
Yes.
But basically, the Flophouse podcast is they just, watch a bad movie, then they talk about it. And a lot of the stuff that, we say is directly stolen from them as like an inside joke. Like I refer to me and Erich and Florian as the original Peaches, which is what they call themselves. Again, their main host is Dan McCoy, which is where we got Erich McCoy.
On the episode we just recorded, you said good bad movie movie you kind of like.
Yeah, that's how they end like every review. And
spookily good bad.
It's these 3 guys. 2 of them used to write for The Daily Show, so there is a bit of a liberal leaning. And Erich,
liberal media.
Do you feel like after Trump was elected, the Flophouse kind of changed forever in a not a great way?
I think it did, and like I feel like it's kind of chilled off a little bit recently. I feel like it was during COVID, definitely. Like they were recording away from each other, and a little bit of the magic was lost. There were still some good episodes every now and then, but it was kind of starting to head south a little bit. But
they were just so angry that Trump won, and like you couldn't go one episode without them like complaining, "Oh, president, sex criminal!" Like, come on, guys, we want to hear about the damn movie.
Right. But I don't know. Like, have things gotten better now with Biden? They don't really mention anything anymore, do they?
Yeah, I guess not. And there's plenty to mention to complain about Biden, but I guess he's on their side.
Mm-hmm.
If we were going to recommend episodes, if we want people to check out our favorite podcast, like what are some classic era episodes that anybody could just jump into?
Yeah, the food fight episode, I think, is one of their better ones. What else? Oh, there's so many good ones.
What's the Big Balloon Adventure? The Oogie Loves? That's one that I've probably heard like 10 times.
Anyone where like it's so bad their brains are breaking watching it is one of the funniest fucking things. Where are they? What the fuck?
Oh, what are you looking for?
Trying to find it. Oh, there they are on my podcast player. All right, let's go to the beginning rather than the end.
And have you been keeping up? Do you still listen every week when the new episode comes out?
I listen nearly every week. Sometimes episodes kind of pile up, but generally speaking, I'm listening every week.
Yeah, I've got nothing else going on, so I listen as soon as it drops. Like Saturday morning, I'll wake up and just listen to it at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mirrors is a good episode.
Wait, what?
Mirrors.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Just Stuart constantly going mirrors, mirrors, mirrors. Fucking good. 12 Rounds is very fun. The fucking, I don't know, it's like John Cena, I think, in some action movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, there's so many good episodes.
So there's 4 you guys can go check out. If you want to hear the podcast that inspired Is It Kino, you know, those are those. But Erich, what are some podcasts that I don't know about that you want to recommend?
Yeah, the Blank Check podcast is one that I listen to right now. They cover directors' filmographies, so they just start from the beginning of a director's list of movies, and then they watch all of them every week. And
what?
I like that movie. I like that quite a lot.
They watch like 15 movies a week?
No. One every week. So like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if it was Nolan, they'd start with the following.
So who are they doing right now?
They just finished Fincher, so they just did The Killer. Okay.
Did they like it more than Florian did?
Yes, definitely.
Spoiler alert, because by the time this comes out, they have not heard our Killer review yet.
Mm-hmm.
We have worked very far ahead on Is It Kino. Like the Napoleon episode's coming out on Christmas, so
there's so many things that we've recorded recently where I'm just like, oh, I want to see what people think of that, and then the episode has not gone up yet. I cannot look at the comment section.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for them to hear the Hunger Games episode that I did with Florian, even though I really embarrassed myself in that episode, and I wrote a big thing in the description to address it.
Jesus Christ!
But I keep doing this thing, and maybe this is just a learning moment for any human, but I keep just accepting my headcanon as being a fact. Like, oh yeah, no, that has to be true because I thought it was true. But then it turns out I'm wrong, and I was a little too confident in what I was saying. Because at some point in that film, I could have sworn one of the characters referred to Viola Davis's character as being named Felonious. And it turns out that was not her name. And
it was in fact Felonious that she is called that.
Yeah, so I spent like 5 minutes saying that Suzanne Collins is racist for naming the black woman Felonious, and then that was not her name.
Oh.
But Florian believed it, so I still don't know what her name was.
I think Florian just goes along with a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm saying it and I sound confident, why would he doubt it?
Right.
Yeah. So somebody mispronounced her name in that movie, and they embarrassed me.
How often does that happen where you hold a wrong thing to be certain?
Oh, I think it's every second of my life. I think every opinion I have is probably wrong at this point. Like,
you just have yet to learn.
Yeah, like I'm always being proven wrong no matter where I go. Back in the day, I was convinced that Adam Johnson, YMS, actually did have sex with dogs, and I talked about it, and he had to post like 10 paragraphs in the comments of that video explaining why it's not true.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. I guess if something gets into my head and I think it seems legit, I'll just accept it as fact. And, that's something I need to work on big time.
What can I tell you about Florian that you think you'd probably believe?
Oh, I've got some fun facts about Florian that you wouldn't know yet because the episodes haven't come out.
Oh, fuck. Interesting. Almost every episode something comes out about him and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? What?
He's the gift that keeps on giving. He said one time he had the sugar baby stay at his house, but he made her sleep on the couch. That fucking killed me.
Does he have a pull-out, or does he have...
You think Florian pulls out?
It's possible.
His couch?
Yeah, I think I can... Yeah.
I hope you're on the birth control. I mean, I would hope so.
Pill, right?
The pill. So who hosts the Blank Check podcast? Anybody I know?
David Sims and Griffin Newman. Griffin Newman's an actor. He's been in a bunch of things.
He's been on the Flophouse before.
Yeah. He just talks so much. Like, it's insane. Him and Elliot, you put them in a room together, they would never shut up. Really.
Are they both Jewish then? Because those little Jewish guys, they know how to talk.
I would assume. Oh, and then another podcast I love, and it's such a specific thing. It's called Hollywood Handbook, and it's these two guys pretending to be Hollywood insiders, and they're just clearly wrong about everything, and they've just developed their own interplay and their own history throughout the years, and it always makes me laugh.
Is that like just a work of pure irony and satire?
Yes, absolutely. Like, everything they say is dripping in irony the whole time. If you watch The Bear, Ayo Edebiri was on that podcast. She's been on there for years and years and years. And when I saw her in The Bear, I was just like, fuck yes, she's getting some attention.
Did you watch her movie Bottoms?
I did not. I heard kind of bad things about it.
What, from me? Because I feel like most people liked it.
From others.
Oh, well, yeah, it's, it's pretty mid. I'm not mad that I watched it.
Okay, I'll probably check it out at some point, but yeah.
Let's see. If I'm going to name a podcast, other than movies and B-Bang, the low-res shows that I have been listening to a lot, I still listen to Asterios' podcast that he does with his now fiance, The Loudest Podcast.
Yeah. Are they getting into all kinds of... I know he's betting a lot recently.
Yeah, no. Most of the show now is like just his gambling addiction, and I think he's using the podcast as a cope for like, it's okay that I keep gambling because I talk about it as content. But
that's the thing. Like, you blur the line like that, and it just becomes you're just a gambler. You're just that's just literally what you are now.
It's like those guys who will stream themselves getting drunk. It's like, oh no, my fans love watching me get wasted, and then they just do that every night, whether they're streaming or not.
People wouldn't like me without this.
Yeah, and that's how you become Only Use Me Blade.
we talked about the Boglim. What's his fucking name?
Oh, Josh Saunders, King Cobra JFS.
Yeah, King Cobra, and he is the same way, where he's like, oh yeah, I did this, so I'm going to drink a little bit. No, dude, you drink every single day.
For any excuse at all.
Right.
Did you see that he recently killed his pet?
Yeah, poor Puff.
Yeah. Bearded dragons, they like the temperature to be around 80 to 100 degrees. And he took Puff out in like 40-degree November, Utah, or whatever fucking Casper, Wyoming weather. And it just jumped off his shoulder, ran away. I guess he was too drunk to catch it, and I have to assume it froze to death. Which
it's probably dead for sure.
I mean, by now it's definitely fucking dead.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else found it and took it home.
Imagine hating. I don't know if animals can hate, but like hating Josh so much. Imagine hating your life that much that you would gladly embrace suicide rather than live under the heel of the Boglim.
He might stand a better chance in the cold wilderness than in Josh's apartment, because he did admit like he blows weed smoke into the tank.
At him. Yeah,
that's so bullshit. Bad for them.
What? He's reprehensible. It's just it's not even funny anymore. It's just like you're so fucking messed up.
Yeah, and then I tweeted out the other day, homeboy Turkey Tom, who used to be cool with me, now he's cool with King Cobra, and he gave him $100 on Super Chat, I guess to celebrate the death of the lizard.
You can't fucking do that. The fucking top post on the Reddit for King Cobra is like, do not donate to him. Like, he will not do good things with your money. He will not like...
Oh no, you're just fueling his alcoholism. 100%. Exactly. That's what he's going to buy with that money.
I don't know if he would stop even if all of his donations dried up, but it's just like, you're just encouraging him to just descend deeper and deeper. Ugh.
He'd be better off buying lottery tickets than buying booze. And did you see his front tooth chipped off like 2/3 of the way up?
he's going to lose all of his teeth in the next 2 years.
He might lose his life in the next 2 years. Like that shit. He admits he never brushes. And all he does is eat fucking candy and slop and drink booze. Those teeth are going to kill him.
And he makes his own mead or his own alcohol or whatever. And it just looks rank. And he somehow fucking drinks it.
In his latest live stream, he spilled like 3/4 of his giant jug of mead on his carpet. And it destroyed his guitar pedal.
Can you imagine being his landlord or being whoever rents that place out to him and just being like, how the fuck is this kid still alive?
You don't think he's going to get his deposit back?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm trying to see what podcast is worth recommending. Let's see, not that one. Definitely not that one. A lot of these are just recaps of TV shows that I watch. Let's see. It is hard to recommend something because it is a podcast is a personal thing where I'm willing to listen to this for an hour and it will entertain me, but then like to ask somebody else to enjoy that, it might be a rough sale.
And so many of them have so many episodes where it's just like, where the fuck does anyone start with anything to get a good idea of what it's like? Ugh.
I did recommend this a long time ago, and I will do it again. It's a show called Big Soft Titty PNG. It's an Australian couple. And they're both, a little out there, a little bit weird, and you can jump in on any episode. There is no format or point to the show. It's just them just losing their minds and riffing, and it sounds like they're both extremely drunk and high at all times, but no, that's just them. So if you just need 40 minutes of chaos and nonsense that is often hilariously funny, I'd go for that show. Wow.
I feel like I've heard of her name before.
Demi Lardner? Yeah, there's a good chance.
Okay.
She did get memed on a bit for her appearance on some TV show. Yeah. But very funny comedians.
Oh yeah. Both of them. Okay. I've seen her before.
Yeah. I was skeptical, but after listening to every episode, I think that they're both fucking awesome people and very funny.
Okay. All right.
It looks could be deceiving. And but I guess that's my only recommendation. So, we covered that I'm going to die. We covered some podcasts. Erich, what's on your mind?
I am trying to finish some classes I'm taking. Desperate to just be done with this shit. I'm putting out for IT jobs, so hopefully I'll get something back with that.
What classes are you taking right now?
One's called internetworking. It's just about making a network that can feasibly carry a web server, that kind of shit. And technical support. So I'm just trying to get into that sweet IT field.
That's where the big bucks lie.
Sometimes.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think my brother does computer shit. I don't really understand his job.
I'll have to get with him. I'll have to ask him about some things.
Yeah, he's making some good money at some company. Good for him. At least my parents have a kid to be proud of.
A lot of these places, like, you just get somewhere where they just don't give a shit, and you just kind of, like, sit back and rake in the dough.
Yeah, at his previous position, he was the third shift, graveyard, and he said he watched all of Shark Tank while just, like, sitting there. Like, he got paid to watch all of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and wait for a problem to come up, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Just watch all the movies I've ever wanted to watch. Sounds good to me.
Are you planning on staying in your state forever, or do you think you would move if you got a good job offer?
Yeah, it depends on the job, but I'd definitely move.
Would you want to live in like a coastal elite city, or what are you thinking?
I want to try Seattle at some point. I want to go out there.
What's in Seattle?
Like, my jam. Depression.
Okay. Lots of rain. Yeah. You want to be near Forks.
Lots of rain. I love that shit. Oh yeah, it is near Forks.
Yeah, you want to go find Twilight. My cat Isabel is loudly meowing at me right next to the mic, so I guess we do have a third on this episode.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Isabel? Okay, she's not talking now. That's fine. You wouldn't want to move to Austin to live with Keno Corner, because I think he's always looking for roommates.
I'm trying to think. I visited Dallas at some point, and I did like that. But I think Austin would be better overall. So maybe if I visit there and I really like it, I might consider moving there.
Yeah, Austin was pretty cool the week I was staying at Kino's place. And I guess it's the place to be. It's where, like, what Joe Rogan and Elon Musk are, you know, all your heroes in one place.
Man, what would you say to Joe Rogan if you got onto the Joe Rogan Experience?
I've been discussed on that show, but I can't imagine I'd have anything to actually say on the show other than I'd probably just tell Joe Rogan that when I was a child, me and my grandma every week would watch Fear Factor together, and otherwise I don't know anything about him because I don't watch fucking fighting and I don't listen to his show.
Right. I'd probably ask him about whatever drugs he does.
I think it's
smokes a lot of
weed. Yeah.
What's the DMT? Does he do DMT as well?
You're asking the wrong man.
I'd ask him about the machine elves that you apparently see when you do DMT.
Wait, can you explain this?
So apparently DMT allows you to like expand your awareness out, and people often will say that they can see machine elves that like exist past the reality we live in.
Machine elves? Like
machine elves.
Like robots?
I think it's because of how their like faces move and like the creatures look because of the DMT. They're just called machine elves. Just Google it, you'll see.
It sounds like somebody is high as fuck, to be honest. It sounds like DMT works pretty good. What drugs have you done, Erich? I'll pretend I'm Joe Rogan.
I actually did acid, and it doesn't really affect me that much.
Yeah. Nothing else?
It's very... nothing really.
Is weed legal where you live?
No, it's not.
I feel like it should be. Surely there's states near you that you could get it.
I mean, you'd need a medical card is the thing. Like
you would?
Yeah.
I feel like half the states have legalized recreational by now.
No, not mine at least. I would know.
Yeah. Like every state surrounding Iowa has legalized it, but you know it's probably for the best if Iowa never does, because I don't know if I would ever get another podcast in. It's like, wait, I can go get weed down the street? Fuck this.
Or weed where it's legal, do you have to have a ID?
Oh yeah,
from there.
When I went to a legal dispensary in Missouri, it's almost like a prison. Like they have to really scan your ID in and like double check it every time you talk to a different person. They don't fuck around.
Yeah, right, because they don't want to lose any license they have or whatever to sell weed.
Yeah, I guess so. It's way more strict than buying alcohol for some reason.
Yeah, it's really messed up. Like I know that like. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, he sent me a picture of this robotic gnome creature.
Elves. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think, like, when you go to buy alcohol, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. I don't think weed is that much worse for you. I think you can get more fucked up on alcohol easier.
I've seen more of my friends' lives have been destroyed by alcohol than by weed, but, you know, how many people do I know?
Not many, probably.
Yeah.
In the final analysis, grand total.
My cousin Joey, he's a successful businessman. He has his own business. He's raking in the big bucks, like, you know, 6 figures, and he's never sober. Like he wakes and bakes and never stops. So, you know, I don't think an alcoholic could do that.
I think you just have to have enough self-control. I don't know. I think you can get addicted to weed.
Oh, definitely. He is addicted, I'm telling you.
People who say it's not addictive, it's just wrong. That's just not right.
You can get addicted to anything on earth.
Anything.
Yeah, anything that gives you a form of pleasure, you can get addicted to.
Enjoy in moderation.
And I think with my high blood pressure, I might just go cold turkey on all drugs and alcohol, like maybe forever. You know, I don't know if weed affects blood pressure, but I know alcohol does big time.
Yeah, go completely straight edge.
Yeah, I guess I probably should. Yeah, if I don't have health insurance, maybe I should not have a bunch of smoke in my lungs.
You know, we're getting to that age where you have to start thinking about those things a bit harder. It's not as easy to just be like, yeah, just party all the time. Oh,
if only. I wish I didn't have to be concerned about if I can live. Yeah. Any other?
We all gotta die sometime.
Yeah, just hopefully not in my 30s from a heart attack. You don't have any other drug experiences? What about, have you ever gotten like blackout drunk?
No, I tend to not black out at all, which I think is good for me. I don't want to not know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's not good.
Control.
Speaking of when I visited Kino, he did get me blackout drunk bar hopping, and I don't remember most of that night.
Just like the fact that you'll have done things, someone will ask you about something, you don't remember it at all. That sounds horrifying to me.
Especially in the age of the smartphone. Like, I don't need people filming me when I'm out of control and like falling asleep at the barcade.
Yeah, I think I go right to sleep. I don't.
At Kino Corner, there's lots of pictures of him at parties sleeping on the couch because he smoked some weed.
Puts him right to sleep.
It's funny.
Hell yeah.
And Kino, when he was living with Glink, Glink just had a whole bunch of weed with him. So, you know, that was a good week of partying.
Just, yeah. I can get it pretty easily. I just don't really have I don't know. I used to like it, and I just get paranoid now. That
you could be doing anything else with your time and money?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, It gets me a little upset, too. Like, why am I doing this today? Could have been.
Yeah, because I just sit there, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing?
So maybe this will be, a big change in my life. I'm eating healthy, daily exercise, no alcohol, no, daily drugs or anything like that. Maybe I'm going to be a Chad by 2025.
I think we should both say that now and then come back in 2025 and see if we're both Chads then.
Yeah, we could come back 1 year from today and just see how our stats have changed.
All right, so November 29th, 2024.
Yeah, put it in your calendar. And I'm going to write down my BMI and shit today and see how it changes. But
and I'll write down nothing and then just be like, well.
I think I'm doing better. But you know what's great about announcing like big goals in front of thousands of people is that when you when you fail, they can all make fun of you and you'll be embarrassed.
I was gonna say they will definitely break out those stats and be like, you sure don't look better.
Yeah. So if I if I die of a heart attack, you can all post in the comments, haha, you failed.
Have to pay respects.
No respect.
Please.
I don't need respect if I can't get my health in order.
It's quite a sobering thought, is that we're all going to die someday.
Is that what you want to talk about, is death? Because I'll talk about death all day, Erich. It does not scare me in the slightest. I'm more afraid of living than dying.
Really? Because, like, I would oftentimes, especially when I was, like, a teenager, get, like, terrified of not being alive anymore. I'm not afraid of pain. I'm afraid of, like, the complete cessation of any kind of, like, thought or feeling or not being me anymore. And a lot of people are just like, oh, well, you didn't care before you were born. And I'm like, well, I wasn't fucking born. Things have changed. I'm now a living person.
But I think the comparison they're trying to make is that it's the same sensation of just not existing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I like existing.
I mean, is it that great?
I think it's pretty good.
It's good from time to time. Yeah, go watch Big Fat Liar. Great film.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for what we talk about on the Napoleon episode.
And more than anything, I'm like curious about where humanity goes. I want to know if we like get out into space. We probably won't. I'm more and more like negative about the overall projection of where humanity will go. But like I'm curious to see what happens. Like you don't study history for this long and not like care about how things turn out.
Yeah, that would be the best upside if heaven is real, is if we get to keep watching the globe as like a TV show and see where humanity goes. But, you know, as these fedora tipping atheists over here, unfortunately...
Worm food.
Yeah.
Or just worm food.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. We don't get to see, you know, the lore of humanity play out. I want to see, like, how we all end. And I don't think we're going to live to see that, unfortunately.
When it's like that's whenever people talk about global warming and stuff like that, it's like we will not see the worst effects of anything really. So like we don't have anything to worry about for the most part. I think things will start to get worse, but it's going to be gradual. So
Yeah, 200 years from now, how pissed are the average person gonna be at all of us that we just really didn't give a fuck?
Like, I just feel like our quality of life is slowly getting worse in certain ways, but it's not enough to like take action on anything. It's not enough to be like up in arms about how bad things are quite yet. And yeah, people 2 generations from now will be like, what the fuck were you doing while things were burning?
I guess in the grand scheme of humanity, we might be a very selfish group of people in the modern day. Yeah. But you know what? Fuck the future humans. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, right. I'll be worm food. I'll be nothingness floating in an unconscious void.
Do you think 100 years from now, when everybody on the planet right now is dead and there's like a whole new crop of 10 billion people, do you think any of them will ever listen to any episode of any podcast that we made?
Yes, absolutely. For sure.
In 100 years?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you mean? How?
Look, there's 10... You said 10 billion
we
people?
We barely get views today!
Yeah, there's 10 billion... No, but 100 years before now, in 1923, I definitely have watched or seen or heard of some other things. There will be some autistic person who is like so deep diving some certain thing that then they get onto Monkey Jones, they get onto movies, like assuming anyone... That might be our downfall, is if nobody cares about movies anymore, we're really fucked.
Oh, they might want to listen to this one. Like, this YouTuber died in his 30s. True. Let's hear the episode when he predicted his own death.
That'd be funny. It's like he actually died the next day.
Yeah, for all I know, this might be the most legendary episode we've ever recorded. Like, I could die before it goes public, and then it's like the most ironic podcast of all time.
Yeah. You know, you never know what full impact of something you're saying, doing, anything, really. I'm trying to think, like, what is the chance that anything on YouTube is, like, archived effectively enough that people could find it in 100 years?
True. I bet 100 years from now, YouTube doesn't even exist anymore.
Probably. It's
corporations,
only been around for, like, 30.
If capitalism reaches its highest peak and we're gonna throw away completed movies that we spent $200 million on because it's more financially profitable to just throw this art in the garbage, at what point does Alphabet realize YouTube is not the making the bank and that they're taking a loss?
At some point someone will take it upon themselves to scrape every single thing off of YouTube and then store it somewhere.
That's a lot of data.
Legal. It would be a lot of fucking data. I don't know. That's really scary to think about. It's just like all of this effort and I don't know, brain power that went into this thing just completely wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I've been through it. I've had my entire channels wiped off the face of the platform, and you know, it only led to like 3 midlife crises and the complete downfall of my sanity. You know, it's not a big deal.
Probably permanently raised your blood pressure.
Yeah, that probably did not help.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right that it'll just be gone. Like, there will be no... But like, would you tell, like, your possible fictional children, would you tell them that you had a podcast?
Sure. I mean, they'd probably hear me recording it.
I mean, there you go. If your grandchildren listen to you doing whatever and then they share that with your friends, there's a small audience right there.
It seems to me that a lot of children of like people who got famous like on reality TV or something like that, they don't really seem to care. Like Russell Hantz, he's one of my favorite Survivor players. Like, he has the most confessionals in a single season than anybody else in history. You know, he was like the star of Survivor 19. And he said the other day that his like 13-year-old son, who has never watched an episode of Survivor, finally said, "Hey Dad, I want to check that out." And they watched the first episode and his son was not interested and did not want to continue.
There is probably a huge generational gap of interest in a lot of these things where, like 100 years ago, what were people interested in doing that we just don't give a shit about at all?
Flappers? Are we interested in flappers anymore?
I mean, they did party.
Yeah, we don't really party anymore, do we? Not like that.
Yeah, definitely not like that.
You studied history, right, Erich?
Yeah.
What did people actually do every day 100 years ago? Because it sounds miserable.
They mostly read, I'd have to guess.
Yeah.
They were just doing a lot of reading or like field work.
Like when you read The Great Gatsby and like all of the scenes are just like people going to their house just to hang out and be hot because there's no air conditioning and like there's right. no TV or nothing to do. They're just like sitting around all day.
Prohibition, you could just go to a bar and just hang out with a bunch of other fucks there. There was probably just more interest in other people is the thing. You would probably like go over to somebody else's house and hang out. And
yeah, that's all they had to do. There. Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
And now we have
better now.
And like we have endless free entertainment now. Like I don't know the last time I actually felt bored. Like when I was a child, I would get bored all the time because I just had nothing to do. But now, like if you get bored, it's fucking on you. Like, there is endless free shit you can enjoy.
I always wondered because it's like the sci-fi future that we always envisioned was like we take like fucking a shuttle to the moon and then we like go in a moon mall and shop there, and like it's much worse. We just have the internet and you just like look at something on a screen and then you shop on that screen. The information that people have at their fingertips nowadays is just nothing compared to what anyone has ever had throughout the entire history of the world, and we do nothing with it.
Yeah, we don't appreciate it.
No, exactly. Like we have hundreds of millions of libraries at our disposal at any time, and people use it to go on TikTok and eat hot chip and lie and all that shit.
I do go on a boomer rant in the Hunger Games episode about how kids, they don't know how to read books, but they can read TikToks. And I just know a bunch of 14-year-olds are going to like be posting in the comments, oh, you fucking boomer, who needs books?
Kids don't even know how to like use computers correctly is the thing. When
just an iPad?
When I was teaching, maybe iPad's the better with. When I was teaching, kids would bring up pictures on Wikipedia and they'd look at the tiny thumbnail or whatever. They wouldn't know that you'd be able to like blow it up and look at it closer. They'd just be like looking at this little thumbnail. It's like, you fucking idiot. If you just do another thing, you can see a bigger version of the thing. They just didn't.
Are we just not teaching them those things because it was so intuitive for us that we didn't need a teacher, and now like we just assume the next generation will figure it out, and I guess they're not doing that?
Maybe they tried to pinch and zoom a touchscreen or a non-touchscreen screen.
Yeah.
And we're just like, it didn't do anything. Well, I guess I'm fucked.
Do you know anything about kids not knowing how to do math anymore? Is that as true as they're saying?
Math and reading.
They're both just dog shit now?
They just can't. Yeah, we're just getting worse is the thing.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that though. I was trying to explain to Florian that the kids in America are getting dumber every year, and he thought it was just hullabaloo, but I'm glad you are confirming it.
It really is true. I think COVID had a big thing to do with it, but the standards were slipping precipitously even before then. So
now what does that, and I don't want to be too boomer here, but what does it say, like the next generation, the next 10 years, if 90% of the kids just want to be like a TikToker and they don't know how to read, like is society going to be okay? And Isabel, you can't rub against the microphone.
Society is not going to be okay by and large. If we don't figure some things out real quick, things are going to get real bad. Maybe
we will live to see the end.
That's the thing.
That'd be cool.
Maybe we'll get to, I don't know. I'd be okay with dying if I could see like everyone die.
Yeah, I was going to ask, as men who don't have children, and who knows, I don't know if you're planning on ever having children, but hypothetically, we don't have any kids. You would choose to have all of humanity end in your lifetime.
If it was like that was what was going to happen, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, if I was like 80 years old, then sure, but you know, I still want to go a little bit.
It would be nice to have that closure. I think it's so much different if you've got kids who like you want their life to be good. You want them to live in a world that cares about them and will be better if you're gone. But yeah, I mean, if everybody just gets nuked, then it's a shitty ending, but it's an ending nonetheless.
Yeah, at least we will get to see from the beginning to the end of what humanity did. Because the FOMO is scary. I do want to see all the future technology. It's probably just going to be new ways to go on Facebook and TikTok instead of like exploring other galaxies and shit. So maybe it's not really worth waiting for.
Yeah, I feel like we got like a glimpse of that kind of shit in like the 60s. And then after that, it was just like, yeah, nah, we're not going any further than the moon. Fuck this shit.
Because if it's not profitable, then why would anybody do it?
Yeah.
And what's the profit in fucking sending a thing to Pluto?
Well, there could be profit, but it's just so hard to like extract any kinds of resources and then bring them back to Earth. You either colonize further out or you're just fucked. There's no reason to do anything. Yeah.
Do you think, like in Interstellar, humanity will have to move to a new planet?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Really? Like, you think that will actually happen?
I mean, assuming that we get that kind of technology or get help from our future versions of ourselves.
Okay, we got the fourth dimensional beings have to throw us into a bookshelf?
Yeah, I think we really need that fourth dimensional help right now.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey, did you see Tenet when it came out?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough one.
I was going to say, I understand that a lot of people don't like the movie, but I think the idea is really interesting, that it's like future people fucked up the world so much that in order to do anything, they have to go back in time and live things backwards in order to have any kind of good future for themselves.
I guess Christopher Nolan has very little faith in humanity. That seems to be the message of a lot of his movies, is that we're going in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we need to find some way to overturn that.
We need Matthew McConaughey to save us all.
Man.
Do you have anything else you want to tackle today? Because we're getting close to an hour now. You know, we really filled up a podcast.
Yeah, it usually works out. Now I'm getting really philosophical right now, just thinking about all the possible people who are going to fucking die eventually.
And definitely me by the end of the decade. Isabel, please rub your head on anything else in the room.
We should have a Deadpool for you. We figure out what your death date's going to be.
Not Deadpool 4, it's Deadpool 3 coming out next year.
True.
Yeah, not Deadpool for you. What if Bane came in? He said, "Deadpool for you."
Deadpool
for you. Yeah, you excited for Deadpool 3? I guess that's a good way to end the death philosophical conversation.
Absolutely not. If Deadpool 3 does not do well, they should really just consider packing the whole thing in. They should just be like, "Well, we had our time. It didn't work out. Goodbye."
For Deadpool or for the MCU?
Goodbye. Oh, the MCU.
You're going to cancel the whole MCU if Deadpool 3 fails.
Yeah, fuck it. That's the only movie coming out next year.
Yeah, it's going to be $1 billion. It's got Wolverine in it.
Will it? When was the last time a movie with Wolverine made $1 billion?
Yeah, but this is Deadpool with Wolverine, okay? Deadpool made $1 billion on his own, and now he's teaming up with the huge jacked man.
Did he make $1 billion or did he make 800 million?
Oh, I thought Deadpool 1 made $1 billion. Maybe I guess I'm thinking of Joker. I guess that was the first one, wasn't it? The first R-rated superhero movie that make $1 billion.
Yeah, I think because they're R-rated, there's a much different gap. Yeah, the second one made 785.
So there's a decent chance Joker 2 will perform better than Deadpool 3.
Very likely, and the first one made almost the exact same amount, 782. So
that's pretty damn good for their budget. No,
yeah, I mean the budget's really where it shines, but this new movie is going to absolutely cost $250 million.
Oh yeah, it's going to be more than the Marvels.
yeah.
Hugh Jackman's getting $50 million right there
by himself. Yeah, exactly. And Ryan Reynolds probably wants to match that, so they're fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be there to see it. They'll get my $650.
Oh man, will they drag me out to the theater to see Deadpool 3? Is that what's going to happen?
What else is there to see? I feel like there's no movies coming out.
There's going to be enough next year.
Dune 2?
Yes!
And
I've been waiting so long for that fucking movie.
But what else? Like, what am I missing?
The new Apes movie comes out next
year. Yeah, I was shocked. I was not expecting that trailer to start playing the other day. I thought it was a trilogy and done, and then I fucking see Caesar show up, and I'm shitting my pants in the theater.
It's not Caesar, it's someone else.
What?
It's a different monkey.
Oh, damn.
Caesar died at the end of the last one.
I thought Caesar was just gonna keep going. Because they had his orangutan friend there. I thought he was hanging out with him.
I think that's a different orangutan.
What? Why am I watching this?
Look the same.
All my favorite characters are gone?
So racist. All orangutans look the same to you?
It looked like him.
No, it's just a different orangutan.
Damn. Well, maybe I won't see it then. Now I'm pissed. I wanted to see more Caesar. I forgot that he died. I only saw the War for the Planet or whatever that one. I only saw that one time. I like the other two a lot better. Well, actually, I don't know. It might be better than the James Franco one, but
I was gonna say, I think it's better than the first one. Yeah, the first one had a lot of like good surprise to it, where it's just like, oh shit, I didn't realize they could make good movies like this.
Yeah, and then there's a big chimp at the end. I love that. But yeah, Dawn is probably the best one. For sure. Yeah, I liked War, but it was like too dour. It was too just like, or door. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, I might need to revisit that though, because now that I'm thinking about it, it did have some cool like breaking apes out of a concentration camp kind of scenes. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was like an old like war escape movie.
Yeah, with monkeys.
Great Escape with monkeys.
Hell yeah.
Like every movie that ever exists, and it's in a franchise, you just have to make a different movie with that group of characters in it. You just have to make The Great Escape with monkeys. You just have to make like anything. Just pick a movie.
You got to make Die Hard in a mall with a big fat cop
with monkeys. Yes.
Or with Paul Blart 3 should have a monkey sidekick. Now that Kevin James is like fit and sexy.
Did you see my Craig S. Zoller Paul Blart 3 movie?
No, what are you talking about?
Do you know who Craig S. Zoller is?
No.
Did you see the Dragged Across Concrete movie?
Yeah.
I think that he should make the next Paul Blart movie.
Oh, he's the director of that one. That's a great movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Only if he gets Mel Gibson saying the N-word.
What is it? A Tackle in Cell Block 99? Is that what that was?
Brawl in Cell Block 88.
Oh, that's it. Brawl.
Yeah, we reviewed that one. That was a great movie.
That's a good movie. He makes really good movies.
What we did do that on Is It Kino back in the day, didn't we?
I think we did, yes.
Yeah, I know I did.
Let's see here. I want to see what he's making.
Would that be
one of those like?
Is his third film coming up, or does he have more than those two?
Yeah, I want to see.
He didn't do Bone Tomahawk, did he?
He did.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. So it would be his fourth movie that we know about. Nope, Dragged Across Concrete is his most recent thing.
Well, he needs to get to work.
I was gonna say I'd like to see another thing from him. He's really good.
Have you considered watching Fargo season 5?
I will definitely watch it at some point. I did not watch season 4.
Season 4 of Fargo is the lowest viewed episode of Is It Kino of all time. I think.
Holy shit!
It very recently passed 1,000 views.
We did it.
I don't even know why. It was good. Me and Florian liked the season. I just don't know why we reviewed it. I guess we were just desperate for content at that time. But John Hamm is playing, he's playing like the ultimate old school misogynist, and he's also the sheriff of his town, and it's just great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Anything else before we do a plug and say goodbye?
No, I got nothing else. You wrung it all out of me. And
you did all the paperwork so that if I do die soon, everybody gets, my possessions.
What is there something you want to give me?
Oh, to you? Let's see what I got in the room. Have you ever heard of established titles?
Wait, is that the thing where you got like a plot of land that no one?
Yeah, they asked me to
Scotland or something.
They wanted to do a sponsorship with me, and they sent me like a free, established title certificate with Simian Jimmy on it, and then right when I got it in the mail, they got canceled for being fraudulent, and like the whole company shut down. So now I just have this like pointless fucking established titles.
Holy shit. It's the same kind of shit where it's like they name a star after you or something like that.
Exactly the same.
It's just dumbass shit, yeah.
But if you ever go to whatever country this is in and you see plot 407832, just know that I own it. Even though I did not pay them, They gave me this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that what you want when I die? Is my established plot of land, like 1 square foot in like Ireland or some shit?
Yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Okay,
it's cool. In Ireland?
I don't know where it's at. I don't think this even says. The United Kingdom. No, I think it is Ireland.
It is Ireland. Okay, I'll take that.
Or maybe happily. West. No, it's 1 square foot in West Scotland. They don't like to be called Irish, I don't think.
Scotland. Okay, all right, that's fine.
And my house can go to my cat Isabel because she's been helping us do this podcast.
Aw.
Yeah,
she does a good job.
Laying on her back, showing her fat fucking belly to me right now. What do you want to plug, Erich?
Yeah, you can find me on x.com at TZARREVAN. I don't know what I've been talking about there. I think I've been talking about the movie Plane. Have you seen the movie Plane?
Not Money Plane, but a different plane.
No, just Plane.
This is with
Plane,
Bad
Plane.
Dad, Soccer Dad?
Yes, it is. It's with Gremlin Battler, Gerard Butler.
Which is another Flophouse reference. Shout out to Elliot Kalin.
We bring it back around.
We can't stop. It's like embedded in our brains permanently. All these inside jokes from some other show.
Just how he is. I'm trying to think. In Plane, they're trying to get on the plane, and a bunch of like mercenaries are chasing them and trying to kill people, and they bring out this big fucking sniper rifle. It's like a 50 cal, and they just start shooting people. So somebody gets shot and they like fly across the fucking tarmac, and then they shoot somebody through a car. Like they're aiming, they can see somebody's legs going across from them on the other side of the car, and they shoot through the car, and that guy gets hit. Fucking rules.
So it's a great movie, actually.
It is a great movie.
Yeah, that sounds actually good.
That part of the movie is great.
Better or worse than Napoleon?
Worse, slightly.
Only slightly. Okay, good.
Depends what kind of movie you like. If you like cheap kind of action-y movies that don't get made anymore, then watch Plane. If you like historical epics, then I don't know. Maybe if you like character comedy dramas more, I would recommend Napoleon.
What if I want to see some sort of fourth Expendables movie? Do you have any recommendations for that?
I don't think that existed. I think it was in theaters for about 30 minutes. I think they started the movie and then stopped it, not even halfway through.
Man, that is rough if you get like that many basically A-list stars in one movie and like nobody wants to see it.
Just nobody shows up.
That's
and like,
sad.
Was there any... I didn't see any ads for it. I didn't see anything.
The shittiest trailer of all time for that movie played over and over. It's just Megan Fox and like Jason Statham like wrestling in their apartment, and then Sylvester Stallone shows up. Like, I don't understand why this is the trailer for this movie.
That's very odd. I have to watch this because I just honestly never saw anything for it. I saw that it was going to be released and then nothing beyond that.
It's a terrible trailer. I do recommend you watch it because that's probably why nobody saw it, because the trailer was so bad.
Yeah, they were going to make an Expendables movie, which is the Expendables but women. But
then they realized that none of the Expendables movies have made a profit.
The movies already don't make profit, and nobody wants to see that. So
the third one was like PG-13 because they were desperate, and then like, oh, we'll make it PG-13 and we'll put Chuck Norris in it. The kids love that, and then like, again, nobody saw the damn movie.
Yeah,
I think I saw the first one with my dad, and then none of them after that.
Did your dad like it?
I doubt it. It was a long time ago. Should I call him right now and ask him on the podcast?
Please do.
Yes. I don't think he'd appreciate it. He's probably at work. I'll ask him between episodes.
Please, and then report back.
Yeah, Dad, do you remember if you liked the Expendables 16 years ago? For Is It Treehouse?
Get him on his Aquino to do fucking Expendables 4.
Did you know that I have done exactly one movie review podcast with my dad before? Do you know which movie?
No, I have no idea.
And I'm not kidding. We did review a Serbian film together, which is the movie about a guy who fucks his own son. Yes. And I asked him, hopefully somebody has that recording. That was from like my original fucking channel forever ago.
Okay.
I'm sure it's like
the movie.
No, he absolutely did not. And I watched it with him, and then we went and reviewed it. And I think Manimal was there too. Yeah, what a time. If anybody has that, please send it to me.
Imagine having your child and you like love them and care about them and raise them, and like they've grown up and they're now like out of high school or
I would have been
college.
20 at that time.
And then they come back to you and they say, I want to show you a movie. And you're just like, yeah, sure, okay. And then they put on a Serbian film.
Yeah, and then they say, hey, we need to record us talking about this movie for about half an hour.
Right. This is going to be content for me.
Oh yeah, I wish my family let me abuse them for content. My grandma now, I think she has some sort of debilitating disease where she can't stop shaking. So now she's out. Can't make videos with her. Great grandma, go get some stem cells, you old bitch. No, I hope she's doing okay. Evidently she's not doing too hot. I'll see her soon.
Yeah.
Hey, she's 75. I'll be lucky with my blood pressure if I make it that far.
Let's hope we can get that far.
I don't know. Do you think we'll still be doing Is It Kino in our 70s? Because I don't plan on stopping, even if the viewership stops. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I think we should keep going no matter what. We should keep going.
For the sake of some kid 200 years in the future who is really desperate for some content, he can binge all of Is It Kino. Yeah.
Well, let's just make sure that it gets saved somewhere. All the files are available offline.
Well, yeah, I'm putting them all on like Acast, podcasting apps. So hopefully that'll stay up longer than YouTube because it's just audio files.
It's so diffuse and dispersed that someone will be able to find it somewhere. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure people. There's somebody who downloads and saves everything I ever post, for better or worse. So hopefully they're keeping up.
Let's hope.
All right, folks. We'll talk to you next time. Maybe we'll do a live stream for the next one so we can make $8 in super chats.
Exactly, and then we can have people give us questions or give us
something to talk about other than our impending death.
Yep. Got real depressing. Love it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.